Are you new to yoga and want to learn how to take a vinyasa step by step? Then this video is for you. Hi everyone, my name is Celeste. Welcome and thank you for being here. Today we're going to go through each of the poses that make up a vinyasa. Now, I'm not going to go into deep detail on the alignment of each pose, but I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to make the sequence feel good and fun. Let's get to it. Vinyasa is a Sanskrit word that means to place in a specific way. In yoga, we usually hear teachers saying to take a vinyasa, and as a beginner, that might be a little bit confusing. The idea is pretty simple. When we take a vinyasa, we are putting together a set of poses to create a sequence. The most important characteristic is that each of the poses is connected through the breath. In a vinyasa style class, we often see vinyasas every time a sequence finishes on one side of the body. So let's say we do a sequence on the right side, then we take a vinyasa kind of like to establish a center, and then we start the sequence again but on the left side. The poses that make up a traditional vinyasa are the following. Sometimes these poses can be a bit of a challenge, so here are some ways that you can modify them to make them more accessible. Now, let's take a look at how we link each pose with the breath. The idea is that we move through each pose using the full expression of the breath. So the movement starts when the breath starts, it happens in the middle of the breath, and it finishes when the breath finishes. Now, as I mentioned before, modifying is always an option, but we also have to remember that we can modify to make things a little bit more challenging and perhaps slightly different. Let me show you some options. Some things to consider. First and foremost, taking 1,000 vinyasas per class won't make you any more or less of a yogi. So if you're tired or struggling to take each of the vinyasas, remember that there's always the option to skip them or to take an easier version of it. Number 2 is a quick reminder that our shoulders not only like to push, but they also like to pull. And perhaps taking so many chaturangas, it might create a little bit of an imbalance on our shoulders. So it is always a great idea to add to our training a little bit of pulling action. Third and last but not least is to remind you that the practice is for yourself. So if you're in a group class or if you're in your home practice, it doesn't matter. Remember that you can choose the way you take your vinyasas. If you want to spice them up, if you want to throw a handstand in the middle, or if you just want to take it down a notch, take it on the knees, or perhaps you want to skip them at all. It's absolutely fine. The practice is for you and only you. All right, everyone, that's all for today. I hope you found tons of value on this video. If you enjoy my lessons, please don't forget to subscribe and share if you know anyone that can benefit from the classes. You can also go check this sun salutation video where you're gonna be able to put your new knowledge into action. Bye-bye.